I'm back. I have been busy, as are a lot of people on planet Earth. I got some wild hair going on. Look at that. I love it. I've been busy, but that's okay. I've been doing art. I've been living life. I hope you are too. How are things? Good, I hope. I think that today what we're going to do is I'm going to take you on a magical mystery tour. I have bees and I want to crack them open, and to me that maybe it's not art, but I think it's art. What bees make is pretty cool. Let's face it, we couldn't make what they make. Well, because we're humans and they're bees mostly. But yeah, we're gonna do that. I've been going down a Van Gogh rabbit hole lately. I don't know about you. Do you go through cycles where you're like really into looking into this artist or that artist? I do it all the time. Some I stick on to for a long time. Van Gogh is he's always been a go-to guy for me. I keep going into his stuff and then trying other things out, and then I come back again, and that's pretty cool. So, without further ado, let's go check out the bees. You might think I'm dressed for Halloween, but I am going to crack open one of my beehives. So I'm dressed up, well, for Halloween as a beekeeper. I used to not wear anything, well, not anything, that'd be kind of creepy. I used to just wear normal clothes when I took care of my bees, but I got stung a few times, so then I started wearing the whole get-up. Anyways, let's take a look inside the hive. So I took off the cover, I just put it down on the ground there, and as you can see, there's a whole lot going on. I'm gonna crack this open. This is my old hive, it's just sitting here right beside. They seal everything up, so it's very tight. Oh, do you hear that? Okay, I'm gonna get this thing opened up. Just gonna put this down here. There's a bunch of bees doing their thing. This was the swarm that took over this empty hive. I'm going to treat it with mite treatment so they stay healthy, because sometimes these poor girls, they get these mites now and then that's the end. So beautiful. And so important. Alright, this is really odd. I've never seen this before, but these bees are staying up in this top part here, and they haven't really gone down into the bottom. So I'm going to give them a mite treatment on the top and on the bottom. And hopefully they'll spread out a bit. I'm not going to bother them too much in here. Though. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of them. Like I said, this was a swarm that moved in. I'm just gonna leave them be. So that's pretty interesting. I put this in just as a bit of an experiment to see what they would do. So usually you have an actual bit of base in there, but they built this. Isn't that amazing? Bee art. That's beautiful. They made that all themselves. Like, look at that. If that is not art, I don't know what it is. No sense bothering them too much. This empty one that is beside it, they apparently have taken everything out of it. I cracked it all open to take a look, because as you can see, they jump in there and do their thing. It's been sitting there for a few years. Okay, so what I've done here is, when I was going through the hive, I realized that they didn't have a ton of honey in there. So I've made a little bit of art and science, a super saturated solution, a whole lot of sugar and some water. So it's syrup basically. And I'm going to give that to the bees, and it'll help them out, because like I said, there's not a ton of honey in there, and they're just starting in that hive. The way it works is, with a swarm, for whatever reason, a queen leaves with a whole bunch of bees and they go somewhere else. And in my case, I lucked out and got them to come into my hive that was in there empty through COVID and everything else. So I'm just going to give them a bit of a help so they, can get more established. Because it's been a really weird spring where I live, and cold and rainy, so I don't think they've been getting out much. So after I have made that super saturated solution in the awesome sauerkraut with carrot bottle, all I'm going to do is take a implement of creation and hopefully pop some holes into it without breaking the thing. Maybe I'll put down the camera. Yeah, so basically like that. So when I flip it over, once it starts going, it will eventually settle down and just kind of stop dripping. See? It's magic. And then, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this thing, put it on top, and then put the lid back on with my super saturated solution for the bees to have something to eat. Pretty handy dandy. So yeah, it's not color coordinated, but that's the idea. Okay, and I'm gonna leave that hole open like that. So when I take this, like I was explaining, once I flip it over, it will slow down its dripping, in theory. Okay, that's pretty. I'm gonna put that right there. Theoretically, that should stop dripping. They'll eat it anyways, but I don't want it soaked in there. I think it's slowing down. Yeah. It's just a slow drip. And they'll lick it up. That'll be good. And then I'm going to put the lid back on. And then they'll have at least something to help them, little bit by little bit. And they'll get out there and get some honey and all that kind of stuff. You just want to help them out. Help the bees. It's a good idea. So there we go. That's everything all covered up again. And a lone bee trying to figure out what the heck did I do to their house. End of the day, we're helping the bees out, and that's all that really matters. I don't know about you, but if you have a garden, let some wildflowers grow and that kind of thing, because it helps them out. And if we help the bees out, that helps us out. Good idea. Well, let's take a peek while we're here and see if there's any eggs today. Yes, indeedy. And I think they're wondering, what the heck am I doing with their eggs? So the black one is Joan Jett, the red one is Cyndi Lauper, and the blonde is Janis Joplin. Let's grab those eggs. I'm back. I didn't get stung. Neither did you. Got some eggs. Got to hang out with the bees for a little bit, and that's pretty fun. I hope you got something out of that. I hope the bees are going to be okay. I think we will check on them again, and hopefully they will be thriving. You never know when it comes to a swarm that, kind of moves in, because there could be a reason why they left the other hive that they had lived in before. Maybe they weren't doing so hot in there. Maybe they didn't like that queen, or maybe, I don't know. But anyways, we'll check it out. Taking care of them, giving them a little bit of space and time to do their thing. Hopefully, I will have a sketchbook tour for you. I'm doing some really cool stuff in this sketchbook that I'm working on, and it is very exciting. I'm looking at the thing that I painted today, actually. What are you doing? You guys make some comments down below, because that would be pretty cool of you to do. And what do you think about the chickens? I know, pretty cool thing. Have fresh eggs all the time. And actually, here's the thing. Once you have chickens and you get used to fresh eggs, anything from the store, it's kind of like eating plastic, which makes me wonder what the chickens are like that make the eggs for the grocery store. Maybe they aren't chickens at all. It's always possible. Anyhow, that's about all I've got this time. Vincent van Gogh, cool artist. If you haven't checked him out again lately, go back to him, because man, that guy was something else. And it's sad that nobody really paid him much attention when he was alive, and we all love him now. Go figure. That's the way that life is, I guess. Anyhow, awesome. You got a little snapshot of my life that wasn't really to do with painting, but that's okay, because you know what? I get my inspiration from my life. So things that you saw are things that inspire me. What inspires you? Hopefully me. I'll see you next time.